Okay, thank you everyone, and good morning. I'm Liz, and I'm from Huawei Hong Kong AI Framework and Data Tech Lab. It's my honor to share some materials with you about our MindSpore applications and also the XAI. As you can tell from the poster, I get my PhD degree from PolyU. So welcome my younger, my younger and my many of my senior mates there. And previously, my research mainly focused on database systems, and nowadays I'm conducting some research about the XAI and also some database systems. Yes, and it feels very exciting to do the research in the Hong Kong Polytechnic University and also continue my research career in Huawei in Hong Kong AI Framework and the Data Tech Lab. Yeah, so let's start. Today I'm going to share some parts about our MindSpore and the XAI, and also I will introduce some of the research directions in our lab, which you will feel interested and you may try to apply the internship for our lab. Yeah, and I will also give some summarizations at the end, and we will have a Q&A session, and you can ask me some questions. Okay, for the first part, the MindSpore introduction, I will introduce what is the kind of AI infrastructure platform and what is the AI framework and the main features of our MindSpore, and also I will introduce one of the typical application. Okay, the first part is the full stack AI infrastructure platform. Because as we know, according to some kind of issues, and in Huawei, we are going to develop our own platforms, our own softwares. So it's really our honor that we are the only company to build China's next generation AI open innovation platform for foundational hardware and software, both for hardware and software. As some of you may heard that we have a kind of AI chips and also kind of AI servers. Yes, that is a kind of our Atlas. The Atlas is a kind of AI platform. And on the AI platform, we can see that there are kind of application enablement and which will support all kinds of industrial applications, including the manufacturing, energy, transportation, finance, education, and more in all of the scenarios. And but we can see that the down below is some kind of heterogeneous hardwares, including the devices, for example, your mobile phones and the kind of cameras, and you may have a kind of robotic a sweeper in the room or something like that, and also some kind of edges devices, and also in the cloud. So for the different kinds of hardwares that you can deploy your AI models on it, we need to handle all the things. And the middle thing, the intermediate thing, so-called the AI framework. And we build it, and the name of it is the MindSpore. It's a kind of all scenario AI framework for assigned AI processors. And I will introduce to you guys what is the AI framework. So for the AI scenarios and ecosystems, you can consider it like a kind of beautiful flowers and the grasses there. So you can see that to build the beautiful models and the beautiful applications, we need to give some soils and also give a lot of waters to it. So the soil of it is a kind of AI framework, and this kind of bottle we can call it the AI platform. So we can see that the AI framework actually is a kind of thing to train your model and to handle all the deployment things like that. So our MindSpore is a kind of AI infrastructure. You can consider it as a kind of OS, the operating system. And so-called all scenarios AI platform. What is kind of all scenario? It's covering different kind of devices, edges, and also the cloud in the area of the intelligence. And it's also kind of all scenarios for collaborations, which means that you can collaborate to build the models with your partners in a very safety way. And also it simplifies the end-to-end and self-adaptive evolution. What's more, our MindSpore is one of our important part in our AI strategy, because we, apart from building some models, we are also focusing on our abilities and our capabilities to build the foundational AI technology communities. For example, Google has TensorFlow and Facebook has PyTorch, and for ourselves we have MindSpore. So how to differentiate it? Because we have different kind of AI frameworks to choose to do your AI model training and enabling different kind of applications in implementation. And here is a very good table to show that what's the difference of our MindSpore and compare with the mainstream different kind of AI frameworks such as the PyTorch, TensorFlow. As we can see that the main features of our MindSpore is that we have multiple dimensions of the parallelisms, which means that if you cannot put the data or put your model in one single GPU card, you don't have to worry too much because we have achieved somehow the automatic parallelisms. So if the previous AI frameworks don't have these capabilities, you need to write your own parallelism code. However, using our MindSpore, you will use less code to do the parallel things and also less time to do the tuning. And another thing is that we support different kind of model segmentation structures. So previously, the mainstream AI frameworks, they support, for example, the dense transformers and the convolutional structure and also convolutional plus transformers. And what's more, we also support the high dimensional sparseness, another kind of model segmentation structure. So we can see that we also build a kind of beautiful pipeline to support the all life cycle of your AI development. For example, from the data preparation and the model pre-training. When it comes to the model pre-training, we know that one of them, I think it is kind of useful and practical way to train your own model is to use a kind of pre-trained model and fine-tune it according to your own data set. So we can see that we also have a kind of packages or kind of community, so-called model zoo. They will provide a lot of pre-trained models there, so you can use the model there and also do your downstream task fine-tuning. And also we provide some tools to do the model conversion and the tuning, and also deploy it at the last. So all things can be handled using the model arts. The model arts is a kind of thing to harness all the things during your AI development and also the final deployment. Okay, and now comes to a kind of MindSpore application. Actually, it's a kind of, I think it's a very great work because the background is that we know that almost 100 years ago, we found the antibiotics, and which means that we can kill some earthworms, bacteria. However, as time goes by, we can see that the bacteria, they have a kind of resilience. And they have a kind of resistance that we cannot kill it using a kind of antibiotics. So when it comes to this kind of decades, and we found that we may kill it using a kind of things so-called antimicrobial peptides. We call it AP. And also to find out the most optimal and outstanding structure of AP. A lot of researchers, they come to AI community and ask for if they can they can benefit from the AI communities as well, because the AI will help them to select out the most optimal and outperform solutions on the protein structure. For this project, it's so-called the PCLG. We can see that previously for the penicillin things, and it is the phase one that some kind of bacteria they've been killed. And the next generation is that using the AP method, we are going to find out a new kind of things to killing the drug-resistant bacteria. And using our PCLG along with the AP method, we are going to decrease the time to find out the optimal structure of the AP. So previously, it may take more than 40 years because they will do a lot of experiments. But now we are going to use the AI method where some kinds of prediction models and also kind of simulation methods will be applied. So the development period will be done into months instead of the 40 years things. So we can see that using our AI capabilities from Huawei and also from MindSpore, we can have a kind of customized drug development and will benefit and safeguard the human life and the health. Oh, sorry. Okay, and now comes to the second part about the XAI in MindSpore. So first of all, you may feel very confused about the XAI. What is XAI? Because previously a lot of people focus on AI, and what is XAI? It sounds very amazing and sounds very a little bit confusing. What is XAI? So first I will introduce what is XAI, and I will also introduce there are two main streams of the XAI directions to do the research, and I will also introduce a kind of the ongoing project that is led by me to do the counterfactual explanations is my work now, and I will introduce some kind of the main points of it and the innovation phase. So first, what is the XAI? Actually, it's a kind of short term of explainable AI. So it means that, well, previously, we know that given the data set and we train a kind of model and then the model is there and you just inference the model and the model give you a prediction and that's all. This is the previous thing, given the input data and feed it into the model and get the result. But the model is a black box. It's a kind of the parameters and the combination of different parameters, and we give an input and do the calculations and find out the final result with a kind of probability things. But to the ground, it is still a black box model. We cannot explain it. We don't know because, for example, here give the picture and you train a really good model and it will tell you that there is dog inside there. But you may be confused that why is the model predict that this image has a dog there? Because there is also a cat there, right? So I want to know the explanations. So previously, when we obtain the results, we don't know why. So XAI is a kind of tools and a kind of methods to help you to understand why our AI and why our model performs like that. For example, given the explanation framework, such as XAI, algorithms, and the tools, and we can understand the result better. For example, given this kind of photo with explanations, and it will generate a kind of 7C map, and it will highlight the pixels that give us the results why there is a dog, because we will see that the highlight part indicates the dog is there, so we know that why the model predicts there's a dog inside in the photo. So actually, XAI is not the thing that we just come up with, because actually XAI is under its booming, and XAI is incorporating into AI development plans of many countries and regions. Because for a black box model, people will feel very unsecured. People don't know why the model predicts like that, and what's more, if there are some kind of discrimination inside the black box model, you don't know it. So we need to make sure that our AI model, it is explainable. It can be explained, and it also have a kind of fairness and security. For example, for the fairness, for example, some AI models will for example, in some applications such as the financial, some AI models will predict that this woman cannot get the loan, cannot get the mortgage. However, when we dive into the model and we do some kind of explanation, we found that there's kind of discrimination because it's just because she's a woman. If we turn her gender into a man, and she will get get the loan, get the loan and get the mortgage. So it is unacceptable. So requiring our AI to be explainable is a must, and it is also required by different regions and different countries. One of the most, I think one of the most strict requirement is from the EU, from the European Union, because they publish a kind of regulation so-called GDPR. It requests that all the data should be fairness and all the models should be explainable instead of just giving a model there and you just inference it, right? So XAI is under its booming. And for the XAI methods, there are mainly two kind of ways. The first way is the data-driven way. The data-driven way, we have mainly three kind of ways. The first one is the global methods. The second one is the local methods, and also we will have an instance-based methods. So let me introduce what's the difference. For the instance-based methods, for example, it is just that this is an object and you detect it as a white thing. So you just explain it. You just explain itself. That is given instance and explain why. So for the local methods, it's like we have different things and they all labeled as the white things. They have the same label. And we need to find out why these things can be classified as the white objects. And for the global methods, it means that given all the data sets, and we are going to find out why, what kind of features make it classify into the label A, what kind of features make it classify into the label B. Yeah, there are mainly there are mainly three kind of ways to do it for the data-driven things. However, the data-driven things has some kind of limitations as well. Because for the explainable AI, it means that you need to explain something to the humans, right? But according to our daily life, when someone explains something to you, you will find that they will have a kind of talking skills. They have kind of domain knowledge to let you know more about the reasons, right? So the data-driven thing is a very good because it's data-centric. And then the researchers come out that why we try another kind of way with the use of knowledge aware. It means that, for example, we can extract some kind of rules from the data set, also inference into our knowledge graph as the knowledge aware XAI methods. So we can see that using the knowledge aware explainable AI methods, it will enrich the explanation with external knowledge. And also, you can see that in some scenarios, such as in the financial things or in the marketing things, they will give some predictions using the alternatives data. So they will extract some knowledge from the natural language audios or even set up some rules. Yes, that is also a kind of knowledge aware algorithms. So we can also put the knowledge aware skills into our XAI methods. So we have introduced what is the XAI, and for our MindSpore, we also have a lot of components for the XAI. So called MindSpore XAI. It's a kind of you can see it has a kind of toolkit or kind of component or kind of library of MindSpore, and there is a MindSpore-based explainable AI toolbox. It will provide a different kinds of explanation methods, and it will also give the benchmarking to give you a scoring of the class sensitives, faithfulness, localization, and robustness from different kind of metrics. So given your models, and you can build your own explanations and also use a kind of benchmarking from the right side to explain your models. And we'll also have a kind of visualization thing called Mind Insight, and you can visualize all the things and to see the explanations and choose the best way to explain your models there. You can, yes, this is the website and you can visit it to learn more about the MindSpore XAI. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to introduce the project I'm conducting now, I'm leading now, is so-called counterfactual explanations in model interpretations. And especially we are going to do it in an interactive and cognitive-based way. So the background and scenario is very simple. For example, Alice is denied for a loan and she's wondering why the loan is denied and in what way, and she to try to improve herself or to change some features so that the loan can be approved in the future. So actually the CFX is the counterfactual. The counterfactual is to revert something in reverse some kind of facts, right? So for a data point and a model, a counterfactual explanation is a data point that you are going to find out that it will give you the different prediction result. So as the GIF show that this is the original input, and maybe this is the boundary of the classification, and previously it is rejected, and you are going to let it to be approved. So you are going to try which kind of point and to make it a success, right? So the CFX characteristics include that it's a kind of post hoc explanation. What is the post hoc? It means that the model is there already and we are going to explain it. Yeah, it's not that when I build the model, I give some explanation inside it. That is not postdoc. Postdoc is that the model is there already, and there's a kind of black box and puts just there, and you are trying to explain it. And also the CFX has a lot of applications because it is kind of example-based and user-centered, and also it will give some human comprehensional explanations. For example, given different features, you just let the users to know what features to change and modify to what kind of degree, and you can get your prediction, you can get your desired prediction, right? But getting a CFX is not that easy because it also has some challenges. Because CFX should be consistent with the human cognition. For example, what is the actionable CFX? It is that to give a kind of realistic explanation. For example, when I try to give some explanation, according to our knowledge, there are some kind of features that we cannot change, so-called immutable features. For example, when I try to give an explanation to the model, or to the user, I cannot change his or her gender or his or her region, right? And also there are kind of features that is the dependent. It means that there are kind of strong relationship between the different kind of features, such as if you want someone to increase the education level, and it also means that his or her ages will be increased as well. No one will get the higher education with the age still there or age going down, right? And also, we are going to consider the preference-based CFX. We are going to give the CFX to match the applicant's preference and give diverse CFX that the applicants can have multiple choices. This is for the CFX effectiveness to make it very comprehensible to the users. And the second is that CFX as an interactive service to the applicant. Because in real scenarios, when people just want the reason and want the reason why the things and want to get another kind of desired label, we are going to give the explanation. We should give the explanation as fast as we can. It cannot be said that, oh, I went to bank and ask why my loan is getting rejected, and she told me that you can come tomorrow and I will give you the answer. That's not acceptable, right? So we want to get the answers and get the explanation as fast as we can. So our project it has started in the very beginning of this year, and we come up with our kind of novel CFX method. It's cognitive driven, aligned with the human reasoning, and also we will provide CFX with diversity and variety. So we will have a sophisticated metrics instead of previous very naive metrics. And we will also provide CFX as a kind of interactive service. So to be interactive, we can give a batch explanations, batch CFX in one time. So it's also a kind of scalable solution, right? And the basic thing is that we don't need to open the model. We don't need to touch the model. We don't need to know the parameters inside the model. We just need to know the answer of the model, the prediction method of the model, and that is enough. So it is a kind of model agnostic thing. Okay, so I will introduce more about our lab and our research directions apart from XAI. So previously I have introduced what is XAI, and XAI have a different kind of, for example, to build the explanations and also to do a kind of benchmarking things, the metric things. Is we are working. Our group is working on all the two sides of it. And for the explanations, we have data-driven XAI methods, and we are also doing research on the knowledge aware XAI. And for the metrics, we are also doing some kind of metrics and development of it. And for the research project too, it's so-called trust native AI. It means that when we build the AI things, it is trust native already. So the market status is that in the fields of automatic driving and finance and also healthcare, we're going to use a lot of large-scale promotion of AI to solve the trustworthy problem. For example, in the automatic driving. The automatic driving is a kind of that AI model that it will give you some suggestions, right? For example, you may need to turn left a little bit or turn right a little bit. It will give you kind of suggestion. But the expandable is very important. It will give you the reasons why the car is going to be maybe move right a little bit because it sees something in the left side. There's a man there, right? So the explanation is very important, and also the robustness and the other things. Also for the healthcare, for example, especially in some medical images. In some medical images, we are going to build algorithms to detect, for example, if there are kind of illness part of the image. So previously, the method just gave an answer that yes, there will be a kind of risk region in the picture, but we are going to also give the reason why we doubt that there might be a risk, right? We will. This is also the ongoing project. And as previously I have introduced that our lab is Hong Kong AI Framework and Data Technology Lab, right? So the XAI things and those things are mainly about the AI framework. And also we are working on some data science and technology. The first thing is so-called tensor native data science. That means that previously, when we have different kind of models and I want to deploy it into different kinds of devices, we need to rebuild all the things multiple times. And now we are going to use tensors to unify all the things, tensor for everything, and harnessing TCR. TCR is tensor computing runtime. We will use the TCR to accelerate the general data processing, not only the deep learning things, not only the deep learning thing, also the sklearn or some kinds of even the SQL can be accelerated using the tensor native data science. And we are also working on the data lifecycle management. For example, when we develop the GNN, and we will build a kind of pipeline to solve all the things about the heterogeneous GNN and also the efficiency on GNN. We will use the distributed method and come up with a kind of distributed algorithm for it. And also another part very important is that we are also working on the data fairness and the data governance. The data fairness is that for the data there, we are going to find out if there is kind of unfairness inside it. Because we know that the quality of your model not only depends on the structure of your AI model, and it is basically depend on the quality of your data, right? If you have the data quality is very low, it's very dirty, you cannot train a really good model. Although it will have a kind of good scoring on the testing data, on the validation data, on the training data. However, when you deploy it into a new, deploy it to the real life, deploy to the real scenarios, you'll find that there are a lot of issues. The accuracy is always low. Why? Because when you train a model, the model quality is not good. So we are also going to do something about the data governance to help to have a good quality data, then good quality model, right? And a good quality model with the explanations. Apart from that, we are also working on some explorative and interactive data analysis using the latest technologies, and which is very different from the traditional one. Okay. So when it comes to the end, I will give two kind of summarizations for you. The first thing is that XAI is the future because XAI helps people understand the basic of the decisions derived from AI models. So it will improve our trust and acceptance of AI because some people they are still doubting about AI because AI is a black box model. You don't know when will it get crazy, right? When will it will speak something that that is ridiculous, right? If we can explain the AI models and then we can fix some things inside it, right? So it will improve the user trust and also improve the efficiency and the accuracy, as I just talked that you can fix the problem if you find the problem, right? And also, we will avoid some privacy leaking risk because the XAI and the trust native AI, we not only care about the expandable things, we also care about the security and fairness things as well. And last but not the least is about our MindSpore community. And I'm really welcome you guys to contribute to our MindSpore community. To join our MindSpore community, you will be issued with some kind of task, and it will have different kind of levels. For the beginner, you may try to do some API improvement and do some kind of functions development. And for the intermediate task, you may help us to develop the operator and also to do some code migrations. And for the advanced tasks, maybe, for example, there are kind of new techniques and new models in the latest papers, for example, in XAI or in NIPS. And we are going to reproduce the code there and reproduce the model there and try to find out what is the good thing there. And also to do some kind of implementation for the particular case. So that will be more sophisticated. So here it is our MindSpore community is on the Gitee. So you can find out the MindSpore in the Gitee, and you will find some issues there and try to join the task there. And also don't hesitate to give us a star there, yeah, to populate our community and contribute to our community. So this is for the tasks and the issues, and also for the students, you can try our MindSpore online internship there. So here are some kind of information, and you can refer to it. So when you do the online internship, for example, just to implement some kind of graph learning to build the GCN in data parallel mode, and maybe also use the MindSpore graph learning to implement the GAE. You can see that they use something to implement something because the first part, for example, the MindSpore graph learning, it has a kind of component already provided by our MindSpore community already. You can use that kind of, you can consider it as a kind of SDK and to develop the specific network or specific layers or operator there. So when you finish the things and get approved, you will get some gifts and the intern salary and also the certificate for your intern. And if you perform really well, you will get a certificate for the outstanding intern. And even more, you can get the senior developer certificate, and it is issued by our MindSpore officially. So I think that is a very good opportunity to contribute to the open source community where you can communicate with different developers there and find out and improve your skills and also contribute to our AI platform, right? Yeah, thank you. That's all.
I actually have one question because we have a lot of participants starting from beginner all the way up to advanced. Majority holds from beginner to intermediate. So um, for us, and I think this internship opportunity is very attractive, very for especially students. What would you say how the beginner should address it? Because like jumping right into AI is very difficult for beginners. So
Yeah.
what would you say? How should we approach it, and like how should we construct our roadmap towards this?
Yeah. Really good question because previously when I'm a beginner, I feel very awkward because I don't know where to start. So the very first thing is that I think the documentation thing. Yeah, you can read the documents of our MindSpore there and try to understand the structure of it, and also follow some tutorials to build your first, for example, the GAN model they're using in MindSpore, and try more. And as time go by, you will get familiar with our MindSpore AI platform, AI framework, and you can just start to have a look at the source code. Yes, because when you start to use something and more, and you will find that it may be more challenging and it's very interesting to go back to the source code and to see how it achieved. So when you look into the source code, uh, actually I think the difficulty of the different tasks is according to the level and according to how down you are looking at the source code. If you just look at the documentation things, yes, the first thing is that you can help us to modify or give some notations, for example, add more comments into our code, because we also have a kind of standard and a structure to give the documentations and give notations there. You can help us to do that thing. And as time goes by, you will find that maybe there are kind of something that you can improve our API, yes, and you can contribute to it as well. Actually, the issues are already there. So you can find out what kind of issue you can try to fix. But before that, get familiar with MindSpore first. You can go through the documentation and follow some tutorials. Yeah, I think that is very first step. And for the AI applications, actually now AI has a lot of applications in, for example, in NLP, in CV, computer vision, and also in some kind of graph things. So I think it's also very important that you need to find out what kind of topic you are interested. For example, in NLP, if you are interested in NLP, then you can try some NLP tutorials to let you know more about the structure of the AI models. For example, transformers. Yes, and you should be familiar with it if you are working on NLP. And I think another kind of capability for you is that when you are using it, you need to know more about it. For example, you are using transformer, it kind of based on the attention mechanism. So you may go back to some kind of papers, research papers on it, and have a look to know more about it. I think it's a kind of learning thing, right? So you learn one thing and you will find out a lot of different things you need to learn. So I think that's the beauty and also the challenge things of the AI things.
Thank you very much. Especially me because I'm very interested in AI. I think that shows like how we can maybe proceed to AI and then further proceed and then contribute to the MindSpore community.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? Oh, we have one question. Do you see XAI as the prevalent or even dominant form of AI in the near future? It seems like XAI allows users to interact directly with the AI and allows AI to be more user-friendly and approachable. But what are some disadvantages of XAI compared to the more conventional forms of AI?
Oh, actually, I don't think XAI is a different from AI. Previously, I have shown you that kind of picture. Yeah, you can see that the model here is what you develop for AI already, and XAI is something to extract things from your AI framework, your AI model, and also extract something from your input data and try to give a kind of explanations. Yes, I don't think XAI is a different or the, you can say that it's a kind of next generation of AI, but it's not different from AI that totally separate from AI things. Yeah, that's the first thing. And the second thing is that for the disadvantage, yes, I think it is a really good question because for the AI things, we have kind of sort of works. We have a lot of data sets, open data sets, and you can try your new models and try to increase the accuracy, right? To give the accuracy, for example, on the MNIST data set, to give it accuracy as 99 percentage and even more and more. People now are going to give 99.441 or something. Yeah, it's very high. So you have something that can quantify all the things using a benchmarking. But as XAI is very new, we don't have a very, very good metrics or benchmarking. We are still working on that. As you can see that we are still working on the benchmarking things. Yes, I think it is also a kind of challenging things to justify or to know what is a good XAI. Because previously for the AI, we know that the higher accuracy, the more robustness, the more security, we'll know that it's a good AI. However, for the XAI, how do we know it is a kind of good XAI? Yeah, that is also a kind of challenging and also a research direction. And for our lab, for our group, our direction is that we are going to make XAI more like human reasoning. Yeah, to give humans cognitions knowledge. For example, how do you explain something to your mates, to your friends, to people, and how will our XAI will explain? Yeah.
Previously you mentioned that for MindSpore, the advantage that MindSpore has compared to TensorFlow and PyTorch was the high dimensional sparseness. Can you explain what's different about this? Like, what are the key features?
Oh, actually, the key features is the multiple dimensions of the parallelism. For example, we have the as far as I know, for example, PyTorch, they have a kind of data parallelism, but we also have the data slicing, purposing, and also pipeline parallelism, and even the operator level parallelism. It means that inside the operator and the data can be parallel as well. But I don't think PyTorch have achieved it because PyTorch is just for the inter-operator parallelism, not the inter-operator parallelism. I think it is one of the main features of our framework itself. But for the model segmentation structure, it means that what kind of models that the AI framework it supports, it can give you a kind of thing that you can use it directly. For example, we can see that the high dimensional sparseness actually it's very useful in the recommendation network. Yes, it's mainly about the graph things. And as you can also see at the last about the MindSpore online internship, will come up with a lot about the MindSpore graph learning. Yes, we are working on the graph things too, because we think graph is also a very good trend for the AI development. Because previously it's mainly about, for example, the audio or the audio or images or text. Yeah, we are going to build some deep learning models on it. But now, if we build things on the graph, for example, the interaction between the different people, the interaction between the different objects, yes, that can be very challenging, and that will be also promising aspect of the AI.
Thank you very much. If anyone has any other questions, when can XAI be applied in the industry? Is it fledging? Is it a fledging period? Is it in a fledging period?
Actually, it is applied in the industry already because Because as you can see that for the EU, for EU, they have a kind of GDPR. It means that all the models that deployed online and published already, it should be explainable. Yeah, actually, for the model to be explainable, there are kind of a lot of methodologies already. And previously, for example, the RISE, RISE, it is and the Lime, you can see that it's very traditional. And I think they have quite a long history already. Yeah. So for a model to be expandable, we can also find a way to be expandable. But now we are going to find out more ways to expand the model and try to make it more comprehensible and also to be more concentrated about the data. Because previously the methods, we can call it the traditional method, they are caring too much about the instance base or something. They care about the, for example, the weights of the parameters. If the weights are high, it means that the feature is important. But actually, no. Some features or some parameters they have very high weight. Maybe it means that that kind of dimension it is very sensitive. It doesn't mean that that kind of feature is very important. So previously the method they have their own shortcomings. So we are going to give more ways to explain the models.
Thank you very much for your explanation.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions about MindSpore or XAI? Like if anyone has any questions, I think we can drop it in the we can check out the MindSpore community and we can also ask questions there.
Yeah.
Yes. So if I could get these links shared to me, and then we can also share it to our community so that we can have more people both on both communities.
Yeah, exactly.
So if nobody has any questions, maybe we can wrap it up and then we can continue our journey on MindSpore's community.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for your time today, Liz.
Yeah, thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, the Hong Kong Poly, and maybe we'll have a chance to see you next time and see you in my sport community. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.